Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So here I am with the Ekalavya lesson which is extracted from the great Indian epic Mahabharata. So now let us look into the lesson. Scene 1. Dronacharya's ashram. Drona is standing under a tree surrounded by the Pandava and the Kaurava princes. So here what it is, Drona is standing under a tree and he is surrounded by the Pandavas and the Kaurava princes. Now the conversation is going on here, children. Now Drona, I am very glad, my dear boys, you have learnt all the tricks of archery that I taught. Practice them well. So here Drona is telling to his students that he is very glad and he is asking his dear boys that now you have learned all the tricks of archery that I have taught and do practice them well, he told. Now Arjuna asks him, but we know only to aim at an object seen at a distance. You have not yet taught us the art of shooting at an unseen object. Now Arjuna asks Dronacharya, Sir, but you have taught us everything. You have taught us how to aim at an object seen at a distance. But you have not yet taught us the art of shooting at an unseen object. That means which is very far away, that is not visible to our eyes. Then Drona says, yes, Shabdavedi. It is the most skillful trick in archery, aiming at an object merely by the sound. You shall learn it by and by. But who comes here? And Drona says, yes, Arjuna, you are right. That is called as Shabdavedi. And it is the most skillful trick in archery, aiming at an object only listening to the sound. That means we will not be knowing because we are not seeing the object here. Only by listening to the sound or the direction of the sound, you can aim it and shoot it. That is called as Shabdavedi. And here, a boy enters and bows to Drona. Now the boy is speaking. The boy, great Acharya Ekalavya, the son of Hiranyadanus, prostrates before you. The boy introduces himself to Acharya. So what he says, his name is Ekalavya and he is the son of Hiranyadanus and prostrates before Dronacharya. Prostrating is lying flat on the ground before a person to show the respect. And Drona speaks, long live boy Hiranyadanus. Is he not the hunter chief of the southern forest? Now Drona, when he blesses the boy, long live he says, and he says that Hiranyadanus, yes, I have heard this name. If I am not wrong, is he not the hunter chief of the southern forest? He asks Ekalavya. So Ekalavya says, yes, Acharya, but he is no more. Ekalavya says, yes, Acharya, you are right. But he passed away. He is no more. Now Drona says, oh, what a pity. He was a bold hunter. Indeed, you look equally bold. What brings you here, my boy? Drona asks, oh, what a pity. That means he feels pity hearing that Hiranyadanus is no more. He was a very bold hunter. Indeed, even you look equally bold enough like your father. And what made you to come here, my boy? He asked. Then Ekalavya says, wolves have increased in my forest and the fawns have no safety. I cannot bear to see the poor animals troubled by the greedy wolves. I must learn archery in order to protect the fawns in the surroundings. So, I have come to you, great Acharya. Please take me as one of your pupils. So here Ekalavya is speaking to Drona, saying that the reason why he had come to meet Drona. wolves. Wolves have increased in his forest. In whose forest? Ekalavya's forest. And the fawns have no safety. Fawns are nothing but the young one of the deers. And he says, I cannot bear to see the poor animals troubled by the greedy wolves. What the greedy wolves will do? They will carry away the fawns. So he wanted to protect the fawns from the wolves. So he wanted to learn archery. For what reason? To protect the fawns in the surroundings. So for that reason I have come to meet you, great Acharya. Please take me as one of your pupils. Pupils is one of your students. Now Drona, your thought is indeed noble. He says that your thought is indeed, it is really high. Then Arjuna in between, he speaks, noble indeed, but Acharya, he is not a prince. How can you have him as your pupil? So Arjuna says, yeah, your thought is very high, but Acharya, he is not a prince. He is just a son of hunter. How can you have him as your pupil? How can you take him as your student? Then Drona says, that is true, but I am sure he will prove a worthy pupil. Drona says, yes, that is true. He is not a prince, but I have that confidence that definitely he will be a better student. Then Ekalavya says, Acharya, teach me archery, just enough to save my dear fawns. Take pity on the poor animals. So Ekalavya is requesting to whom? To Drona. Teach me archery, for just to save my dear fawns, not for any other thing. Just I want to take care of my fawns and protect my fawns. Take pity on the poor animals. Drona, my woe binds me, my boy. I cannot take as my pupil anyone other than a Kshatriya or a Brahmin. But my blessings go with you. May you prosper. Then Drona says, my woe binds me, my boy. Woe is promise. That he has promised as what? Only he can take his students only from Kshatriyas or a Brahmin, not others. So he says, I cannot cross my limits. My blessings are always with you. You can go and definitely you will come up in life. He says, he blesses that boy. Then Ekalavya says, great Acharya, keep your woe. Your blessings shall be my guide and shall help me to reach my goal. You are my Guru. Though I may be far away from you, I will learn archery with your blessings. Ekalavya prostrates and goes out. So Ekalavya is saying, great Acharya, keep your oath. That means keep your promise. Don't break your promise. Your blessings are there with me that will guide me and help me to reach my goal. So you are my Guru, he says. If I am very far also, definitely I will learn archery only through your blessings. Ekalavya again he prostrates and leaves the ashram. Now this is the second scene. This is forest scene. This already after Ekalavya leaves from there. This is after 2 years later it is. Drona's idol decorated with flowers on a platform under a tree. Ekalavya bowing before the idol and some deer grazing peacefully at a distance. So here the picture also you can see that Drona's idol is decorated with flowers on a platform. It's under a tree and Ekalavya is bowing before the idol and some deers are grazing very peacefully. Now Ekalavya addressing the idol. He is speaking to the idol now. Great Acharya, how kind you are. You have taught me archery. Well, within these 2 years, what good luck is mine to have you as my Guru. I have achieved my goal. My dear fawns are now free from trouble. looking at the deer in the distance, how peacefully they are grazing. So he is speaking to Dronacharya, the idol. So he is telling, how kind you are. You taught me the archery. Within how many years? 2 years. Within these 2 years, I learned the archery from your blessings. What a good luck is mine to have you as my guru. I have achieved my goal. My dear fawns, these are now free from every trouble. So he looks at the deer also, which is grazing at far distance. Ekalavya hears the barking sound of dogs at a distance. Suddenly, when he was speaking to the idol of Acharya, Dronacharya, he hears the barking sound of the dogs at a distance. This is not the howl of wolves. The sound is coming nearer. The deer lift up their heads in fear and run to him. Have no fear, my dear animals. No dog or wolf shall disturb your peace as long as I live. He shoots arrows in the direction of the barking. The sound stops. Oh, quite a big party of hunters. How wicked they are to set their dogs against the innocent animals of the forest. Oh, what do I see? My guru with his pupils. Yes, now while speaking to the idol, Ekalavya hears the barking sound of dogs at a distance. And he listens to the sound and he ensures that that is not the howling of the wolves, that is the sound of a dog which was coming nearer and nearer. Then immediately the deers lifted up their heads and in fear they ran to Ekalavya. And Ekalavya speaks to the deer, saying that, consoling them that don't be fear, my dear animals, no dog or wolf will never disturb you as long as I live here with you all. And he shoots arrows in the direction of the barking. The sound immediately stops. Then he will be saying that how wicked these dogs are. They are against the innocent animals of the forest. What do I see? And immediately he sees some people coming to him. That is, oh, this is my guru coming with his pupils, that is, students. Enter Drona with Arjuna and other princes and a dog with arrows in its mouth. The poor dog whines helplessly. Ekalavya prostrates before Drona. Now Drona enters with Arjuna and also other princes, and a dog also will be there with them with arrows in its mouth. The poor dog whines helplessly. Whining means crying very badly with pain. Again Ekalavya prostrates before Drona. Ekalavya speaks. Acharya, Ekalavya, the son of Hiranyadanu, pays his respects to you. He says that he is paying his respect to the teacher Acharya, Dronacharya. Now Drona, arise my boy, God bless you. What a skill you have gained in archery in this short period. Your teacher must indeed be a great one. Drona says, arise my boy, because he had prostrated before him. So he'll ask him to arise and he says, may God bless you. Then he says, what a skill you have gained in archery in this very short period. How did you learn this? Who is your teacher? Your teachers must be a great person. Then Arjuna says, really? This boy has mastered the art of shooting arrows by detecting the source of sound. Then Arjuna also says, yes, master, really. This boy has mastered the art of shooting arrows by detecting the sound. Ekalavya, it is all the result of your blessings. Great Acharya, I learned all the tricks of archery under your kind guidance. How kind of you to visit this poor abode of your humble pupil. Then Ekalavya says, it is all the result of your blessings. That is, I learned this archery because of your blessings, Acharya. I learned all the tricks of archery under your kind guidance. How kind of you to visit the poor abode. Abode is nothing but a house. And you have come to visit your humble pupil, that is your humble student. Then Arjuna says, Acharya, you promised to make me the greatest archer in the world. But here is a boy who excels me and he says you are his guru. And Arjuna asks Acharya Dronacharya, Acharya, you had promised to make me the greatest archer in the world. But here is a boy who excels, that means who is better than me. And he says that you are his guru. How is it possible? Arjuna is questioning Drona. Then Drona says, Arjuna, you know, I have been with you always. It is a devotion of this boy that has made him a good bowman. So Drona says, Arjuna, how can you ask me this? Because you know that I have been with you always. Always I am with you. And it is the devotion of this boy. Ekalavya has learnt all these by his own devotion. I did not teach anything to him. So because of his devotion, he has become a good bowman. Then Arjuna says, whatever it may be, Acharya, you have not kept your word. Then Arjuna says, whatever it is not good what you have done. You have broken the promise. Then Drona says, Ekalavya, if you claim that I am your teacher, you will have to give me a Guru Dakshina. Then Drona asks, Ekalavya, see, if you are thinking that I am your teacher, then definitely you have to give me a Guru Dakshina. Then Arjuna says, Acharya, so was it really you? You have not kept your promise. Then again Arjuna says, when Drona asks Guru Dakshina from Ekalavya, then Arjuna says that, so it was true that you are the one who was the teacher of Ekalavya. So you have not kept your promise, you have broken the promise. Then Drona says, dear Ekalavya, if you say that I am your teacher, I deserve Guru Dakshina. Can you give your right thumb as Guru Dakshina? So Drona asks, dear Ekalavya, see, if you are saying that I am your teacher, then definitely you have to give me Guru Dakshina. What I need is your right hand's right thumb. That you must give me as Guru Dakshina. Then Ekalavya says, do not accuse the great Acharya, O prince. I cannot bear it. His promise to you shall be kept. Goes to the idol, bows before it, takes his knife from his belt, cuts off his right thumb, puts it at the feet of the idol, takes it again and comes back to Dronacharya. So Ekalavya speaks here. What he is telling? Do not accuse the great Acharya. He is speaking to Arjuna. He is telling to Arjuna that don't accuse the great, don't blame the great Acharya. Oh prince, I cannot bear it. When you blame the teacher, I am not ready to bear it. His promise to you shall be kept. His promise is always there. And he says and goes to the idol, bows before it. The idol will be of Dronacharya. He bows before it, takes his knife from his belt and cuts off his right thumb, puts it at the feet of the idol. Again he takes it and comes back to Dronacharya. My noble master, here is my Guru Dakshina. I request you to accept it and bless me. So he gives it to Dronacharya and asks him to bless him. This forest is now free from wolves and other cruel beasts, and my dear fawns are safe. And he says that now this forest is free from wolves. Wolves are not entering this surrounding, and other cruel beasts are also not entering, and my dear fawns are very safe. I have no more need of my bow. Now I am not in need of this bow. Turning to Arjuna, he says this, Prince, you are now the greatest archer, as you will not have a competitor in me. The Acharya's promise to you is fulfilled. Now he says that now none of the competitors are there for you. You are the great archer in this world. Then Drona says, what a noble soul. God bless you, my dear boy. And Drona says, you are a very noble soul, and he blesses him, Ekalavya. So this is the story of Ekalavya. And hope you have understood lesson.